typically lands in a 3-zone after the use.
Excuse me.
To give him everything I have.
Job, negotiate a pay rise, not out this out. That doesn't go. That's ridiculous. Where does it stop? If it wasn't a nuclear power plant, well, not paying me much. I'll let you a bit of uranium. A little bit of uranium. Yeah, yeah. because I couldn't bear the shame. Even as a kid, I knew that was shameful. I want a clear conscience. I want to go to bed and sleep at night. And I do, Carl. I haven't got restless leg syndrome or people shouting out my window. So I sleep at night because I've got a clear conscience. And that, to me, is what guides me.
Well, it's like when I first moved to London and I was travelling, living in Oval, I was travelling across London all the way to Shepherd's Bush every day. That's a big, long, 45-minute, hour-long journey. And there were not barriers at either end in those days. So I could get on the tube at one end and get off the other end and no one would check the ticket. And I was buying tickets every day, in months and months and months, and it was starting to seem to me weird. It's like, well, no one's ever checking this. So, of course, a little bit lazy, stopped buying tickets occasionally, taking the trip back and forth from London, then for maybe a month, travelled without a ticket. And then I was coming up, because I've got a bit blasé, obviously, coming up in Oval Station, someone steps up and says, excuse me, can I see a ticket? And that's terrible, because when you're in your mid-20s, it's not like a kid anymore.
No.
I mean, you are an adult, you made a reasoned decision there, you can't plead ignorance. So I said, sorry? Yeah, do you see a ticket, please? I was looking through, because for some reason I used to keep a lot of old tickets, I was looking through pretending to look for my ticket. I went, I don't know what's happened to it, but I did actually, I bought one at Shepherd's Bush. And they went, okay, if we phone up Shepherd's Bush, and there's no evidence you buy the ticket, you can't do the ticket. I'm going to ask you again, have you got a ticket? Oh no. It was unbelievable.
Being told off is worse. It's worse,
Well,
isn't it?
because people walking by, and then I'm being told off by a woman who's at least. I'm being told off by a woman who's at least a foot and a half shorter than me, wearing a uniform, and it was so embarrassing. It was so cripplingly embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I asked you again, have you got a ticket? No, I haven't. No. So you like? Yes, I did. Yeah. Okay, we'll have to take your details. But honestly, being told, and that's it. It's the shame. Maybe it's a good bit of upbringing. Unlike Carl, obviously, who's a man who's got no guilty conscience at all about the whole Mars bar incident. But whereas you and I, Rick, are raised obviously by better parents, and we are. It's been drummed into us,
How much was that train journey?
We do feel that guilt, and that's maybe one of the reasons why we don't transgress. Again, this is an interesting, we talked earlier about the murder thing. Well, of course, there's that sort of idea which has often been used in films. In a godless universe, and if you do not feel guilt, what's to prevent you from committing a murder? If you can get away with it, if you could commit a murder, let's say you wanted to, and you could get away with it, there is no one to judge you in a godless universe, and you can live with the guilt, what's to stop you doing it?
Well, I just like to say now, it is a godless universe. As an atheist, there is no God, and I'm a good person, not because I'm going to get rewarded for it in heaven, because that's the way I want to live my life in a society that treats people like that. So
obviously you can be moral and ethical without believing in God, don't have to. I guess to be a good person without believing in God. So at least that's what I believe.
Society that treats people
What about
like
you,
that.
Chad?
So,
so many questions. I don't know where to start from.
Not just think of it, many countries are from the Bible. I mean, that kicked it off. I mean, there was laws before, obviously, and there were different gods before this one was invented.
Was that invented?
Let's have a look at the Ten Commandments. I think that lays down most of the a lot of them are good rules of thumb. We've got to go along with them. They certainly didn't invent those rules of thumb. I think that mankind were adhering to most of them before it was handed down. So let's have a look at them. There's a website here, a Baptist Christian website forum, and this guy, maybe I shouldn't say his name. I mean, he's put it out there for public, but I don't want to embarrass him. He says, brethren and sistren.
What?
Yeah, so
Never heard that.
I've learned a word.
Yeah.
Brothers and sisters.
Could have said that, but he's not.
Yeah, he could have said people.
Could have said people, could have said folks.
It has come to my attention that not only are many of our members unable to correctly recite all the Ten Commandments, it's probably a big problem. I don't know, he goes around testing and goes, number 3, get out. Go and learn it. But those who can remember, even a few, invariably get the sequence wrong.
Is that important?
Oh, well it is. He says, let me set the record straight. The commandments do not come in a random sequence, with the exception of 7th commandment, an obvious anomaly.
Why?
Well, he reckons that thou shalt not commit adultery at number 7 should really be 6th in terms of severity. Let me explain. The commandments appear in order of severity.
Right.
The harsher the punishment, the closer to the top. I hope this handy colour chart will make the intrinsic beauty of God's word more comprehensible to all. So this is it, he's laid it out. Commandment, number 1, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Okay? Alert level, severe. Punishment, genocide.
Whoa.
Entire cities with men, women, children and animals must be killed. So that's a lovely, nice Christian view there. So if you worship another god before the right God, he doesn't name him by name, he just uses the term God.
Sure.
But there's only one according to this
Genocide.
yeah. Anyone who worships another god, genocide. Entire cities with men, women, children and animals must be killed. I don't know what the animals have ever done, but yeah, okay, so that's number 1. That's the most severe, worshipping the wrong god.
Sure.
Okay? Number 2, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Okay, no graven images.
That's I assume so. Druids, devil worshippers, anything like that, isn't it?
Well, I think it's
Hello,
also
hello.
Just, I suppose it's kind of images that mock
Do
or
you
degrade.
want to talk about anything, or
Okay.
how was your Monday? Sure, had a good day today. Sure, fun. Have been working. School maybe. No, nothing. Okay. Free time maybe. Okay, let's let this one play and see.
The Almighty.
Okay.
I don't think it's
So
discussing
there-
it.
Genocide.
Genocide again.
That's his favourite there. Genocide. Entire cities with men, women, children, and animals must be killed.
What worries me is we're a couple of smart guys and we're not entirely sure what that commandment means.
No.
So we could go, but we could accidentally.
Yeah. 3.
Just to let you know, guys, I know there's a lot of you in there. I'm just saying that there's a delay. So I might get a late answer. Beers in the chat a bit late. I don't know why I'm trying to fix this delay.
No.
So we could go, but we could accidentally.
Yeah. 3. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Okay.
Okay. I assume God made these, did he?
The Lord.
He's used the first 3 talking about himself here. Alert level high. Capital punishment.
Capital punishment, so
you're
not
just
genocide, thank
no,
God.
no, you're just going to be
Thank
you're just going to be put to death there. Not all your friends and family and
Okay, good.
dogs.
Sure.
Leave the budgie. No. Number 4. Remember the Sabbath day. Keep it holy.
Criminal incompetence.
Who was left in charge of getting a photo?
Yeah.
Where they go, Dave, you're doing so and so. So you're Julie, you're on the inside. Bertie, can you get a picture?
Yes.
You can get a photograph of Ricky Gervais, can you?
Yes. Yeah.
Right, okay. What are you going to HMV for? What are you going to HMV for?
I knew we shouldn't have recruited someone who looks exactly like Bernard Breslau. That's unnerved me.
Carl, he has been con.
There's always someone doing well, aren't they? There's always someone, if they're a little bit short, we'll go around to Pilkington.
But that, I mean, 3 or 4 times a day.
I have a few pictures here I need to upload to Amazon of items I bought as a review to them. Right, wait a second. Headset. Right, just like office stuff. You try a few nice reviews. A really good. Actually, I was watching Amazon documentary a bit earlier. It was on the TV. And it's really interesting about how they collect our data and so many fascinating stuff about how staff are being treated and ambitions that they have and so many things. Highly recommended. I think it was called Amazon. What do they actually know about us? Something like that. Okay, so we'll let display.
Go on to Pilkington.
But I mean, 3 or 4 times a day. Sometimes I call him up and he goes, right, the washing machine's broken, they came round, they've done this, right, they couldn't fix it, but they had to call up, charge 90 quid. I called the bank and said, no, they can't do that. Turns out they can't do it. It's like a string of things where it looks like Carl's handing up money, like the end of a comic book. He goes, that's for the broken window, and there's for my sausages. It's like a queue of people just taking money off Carl.
I don't know, they're normally alright if I'm face to face with them.
Really?
Yeah, if I can sort of, if I can go in a place, but a lot of stuff now is done on the phone.
Yeah.
It's all phone, isn't it? Because it's all over the world where you're speaking to these people.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone the other day about the alarm system, right, in the flat. Called them up, it'll be good to get this going again. Have an alarm system, I haven't had one for years. Might as well use it, it's there. So I called them up and said, there's an alarm system in this flat I bought. I want to get it going again. What's the situation? So they took a load of details and stuff, and they said, right, what you have to do, it's 400 quid a year. I said, what? So 400 quid a year. I said, what's that for? I said, if the alarm goes off, we can guarantee that a couple will be there in like a minute and a half. So I don't want that. I'm just happy with the alarm just going off. I'll give the keys to the neighbour. No, you can't do that. You've got to have this way. I said, I thought alarms are meant to stop you being robbed. You what, sir? I don't understand sarcasm when you're talking to them people.
Yeah, just to get out of your system, when you know you've been conned, you just laugh in the face of adversity. I remember it was a couple of days before Christmas, I was going away, but I had a dripping tap and it started dripping more. So there was nothing I could do. The maintenance people were away, the caretaker was away, I couldn't get in. And so I called out an emergency plumber. I knew this was going to cost, but he just looked like, you know what I mean, they scaled up a sort of 13-year-old big-faced lad, right? And he came in, and he didn't know how to stop it. He couldn't unscrew it. He went, I don't know what to do. I called my brother, he's there. I said, Bob, what can I do? He said, you could crush the pipe and then get it cut and fixed when you got. I said, right idea. So I said to the plumber, I said, could we crush the pipe? Oh yeah, I'll go and get a tool. We went down the van, came up with this thing, like a fat sort of little pair of pliers. He wasn't strong enough. So I went, I had to go, I said, look,
Need more manpower.
we both do it. So we both put our hands on it, and we managed to crush the pipe, flatten the pipe, cut it off. He put a little thing on the end of it, so it wouldn't leak, right? I went, great. I said, how much is that? He went, 180 quid. So I went, right, okay. So I wrote him out a cheque for 180 quid, and I thought, there was a bit of sarcasm. So it wasn't his idea. I helped him do it. I went, how much was that tool? He went, about £5. I went, that's paid for itself, then. Silence. He went, yeah, just nothing, tough crowd, right? Of course. Right. So I signed the cheque, like, it went, would they be okay if I took some of your time to you? Would they be okay? I forgot to charge you for the little washer on the end. I went, how much is that? He went, £2.50. I went, can I give you that in cash? He went, yeah. I went, there you go, listen, that's the £2.50 for the washer on the end. There you go, listen, that's the £2.50 for the washer on the end, and there's the £180. And he went, and that was it. I didn't even get a little chuckle. He didn't even think, he should have gone, well, let's split that, because we both did that. Yeah. Yeah, that's 90 quid each. I go, okay, that's really brilliant, mate. Cheers. Here's a Christmas bonus. I have a fascinating tale to tell you, Carl. I think you'll be intrigued. When I do junkets for films in America or Toronto Film Festival, I was assigned a security, and I've had security before. I've had security. They just sort of get you in and out of the car, and usually just to control sort of autograph hunters and things. But this time I was given a security, and he came in a suit. He was about 30. He looked quite unassuming. I thought he was from just a security firm, and there was a couple of them. And first of all, they were talking to each other, and I thought, well, the stakes are higher here. I don't know why. And they drove us to the hotel, and there was loads of people going to the hotel. I mean, much bigger stars than me. You know, there was Ed Norton and George Clooney, and they were going in and out. And he goes, we can go past these. And he called ahead, and he knew everyone. He just knew everyone. And we went down in the car park. We were met by another security guard in the hotel that let us go past everyone. I mean, Clooney's having to queue up and sign. I'm thinking, this is weird. And I was feeling a bit guilty because I was there to promote the film. And I'm thinking, this security guard's so good, I'm never going to ever have to bump into anyone. It was amazing. And he was there the next day, and he took us to the junket and back, and he put us on the thing. And then it turned out that he was actually LAPD, who was doing this for celebrities because he earned more money. And then I found out he had a gun, so I can't go in the airport with you. I can't take my gun. So he's armed. So I've got a security who's an LAPD who's armed, and I'm fascinated. Now I'm fascinated. This man is walking around with me with a little earpiece, talking to everyone. He seems to know everyone, and he's got a gun. I think, oh, this is amazing. Then one night he said he dropped me off at the hotel, and he said, I've actually been called. I've got to go on a mission. They need my help. I said, well, what is it? He said, it's a hostage situation. He said, and I'm also SWAT. So now this is amazing. He's now officially the coolest man I've ever met in my life. So he goes off. Then I'm thinking, I'm worried about him. I was talking to Jane, I was thinking, wow, he does this, he gets this amount of cash, he's risking his life, and now he's going to a hostage situation. And I was thinking, oh God, he's just a silent hero. So the next day he goes, I said, how was it? He said, I was fine. So I just turned up. He said, I had to do it in my suit. He said, because I'm the negotiator. What? So now he's an armed security guard who's an LAPD, who's special SWAT, and he's one of 9 negotiators in LA. We're in LA now. We've come from Toronto. We're by New York in LA. So I went, oh my God. And I just asked him questions for 2 hours. So the first thing that happens is, so someone runs in with a hostage. This guy, who's just a kid, who was 19, he'd done a robbery. He panicked and he'd run away. The police robbed him. He ran in and he took his kid with him, which is just a 3-year-old kid. Okay, that often happens. Most hostages that people take are their family because it's all they've got, and they go, "I want to kill my wife or my kid," and they don't mean it. They're not going to, but they need a hostage. They've got a gun. So he talks to them and he says things to them like, you know, you didn't mean this to happen, did you? They're like, no, I just did. He said they've got out of hand. It just got out of hand, and he has to let them trust him because they've got a hatred for the police. Of course, they don't trust the police. And the first thing he does is call the phone company and say, what's the number of this address? He goes, change it by 1 digit. So now only he can call that number because of course you can't have an engaged signal. If they haven't got a phone, they have to throw a phone through a window. So they've got to have contact with this guy. I said, what happens if this guy says, you're never going to get me out, I'm going to kill all the hostages? He said, then my sole purpose is to get him to stand near a window. And I went, wow. Now apparently, there's a police marksman ready, of course, if they think they've lost him. The important thing is you've got to take him out because you've got to protect the innocent. So how they shoot him is they shoot him in the top lip, and it takes out the brainstem, so there's no reflex. And I'm just being absolutely, I'm captivated.
And that stops
What do you think of that,
streets
Carl?
and
It's a job.
movement.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, once you've done one though, it's like any job, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah.
Once you've done one.
Yeah,
Not
boring.
impressed?
Boring. Yeah,
No, it's good.
Could
and,
you do it? Do you reckon you could do it? Do you reckon you could negotiate someone out of a hostage situation?
Well, I
With your
think in one of
dulcet
them
tones?
things, there's nothing you can do. It's like, it doesn't matter if it goes wrong, because
Well, it
you did
does.
your bit. No, it's like being a vet, isn't it?
Not really. Not really, because that's
No,
ridiculous thing
no,
to
it's
say.
nothing. It's nothing like being like a vet.
No, it is. What I mean is, you're expected to
No,
make
no.
a little kitten lick.
No, there's loads of it. Because I was saying, so he says, I need a car by 5 o'clock, or I'm going to kill someone. He then makes sure that he doesn't kill anyone, but he makes sure that car doesn't come till 5:15. Even if it's there, he keeps going, it's on its way, because then the hostage knows that he's not in control really.
And the more
Even
you
if it's
delay,
easy as saying, I want my
more
wife
time you
here,
have to negotiate.
and he can get her there at 5, he makes sure
That's a
she
good
doesn't turn up
strategy.
till 5:20.
Yeah.
It's just little things like that that's just absolutely fascinating. The psychology of it is just amazing.
But he's not bothered, is he?
He is
15
bothered.
minutes late.
He is, because he really takes, he empathises with these guys, and he says, no, you've got to understand.
No,
He
but the
says,
fella in the house with the gun,
Yeah.
he's not going anywhere. 15 minutes either side doesn't matter. Well, why is he in a rush?
I don't think Carl's getting how
Not
he
sure he
thought,
is.
no,
No,
mate.
not
you
sure
said
Yeah,
they made the car 15 minutes late.
yeah.
He's getting his car. That
Yeah.
bloke's not in a rush.
He's never going to get in the car, is he? That's the other thing as well, because once a bloke said to him, I need a car, and he just went, where are you going to go? And the bloke went, yeah, I forget that. He has to make them forget their deadlines and their demands. So soon it doesn't matter. And he has to get in their head. But to do that, he says that he has to empathise with them to a certain extent. He has to understand why they're doing it, to talk to them and go, yeah, you've had a bad day. That would send anyone. But he has to get their trust. Carl, try and talk me out. You think it's that
That
easy?
should be
Right,
fun.
I've got a hostage situation. I've done a crime. I'm running the building. They go, there's only one person we can ask for. Get me Carl Pilkington. Okay, you turn up. Right, what's your
So
question?
you've asked for me to deal with this.
No. The police know that you're their top man. There's a guy in here. He's got a gun. He's got a hostage. Okay, he's just done a crime. They don't know what to do. Okay. Right. You turn up. What's your first question?
I'm talking to you.
Well, no, you've got to.
Right, I'd say right. I think there's a saying. Actually, you say, "Where's brass?" Right.
Right.
I found that out. I heard that. I overheard that.
What's that?
It was something.
You're wasting time. Who's that bull cunt that's just turned up? I'm gonna fucking
Listen,
kill him.
right, where's brass?
What does it mean?
I heard it at school when they.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Just you.
It means I heard someone use it on the.
Well, I don't know what the fuck it means.
It
All I
means
know-
the top person
Right.
of the police who are around at the moment.
Yeah, well, you talked on the fucking top brass here. I've got a fucking gun against this kid's head. Who the fuck are you, bald little shithead? Where's my car?
What car?
I've asked for a car. Where's my fucking car? Am I talking to you now, am I?
If you want,
Are you the negotiator?
Yeah.
Right. Get me a fucking car.
Where do you want to go?
I'm fucking sore from shouting. Throw that phone through the window so I can talk to you over the phone.
No. All right, in a minute.
Don't ever fucking say no to me.
In a minute, I said.
Okay. Right, the clock's going. Where's this fucking
Right,
phone?
listen.
I've got a
Just
sore
hang on a
throat.
minute.
I've got a
Listen.
sore throat. I can't talk anymore with that phone.
I've been called up here.
I can't hear you. I need a
I've been
phone.
called up here
Yeah, can you go to put the phone through? Why are you putting the phone through, you dopey cunt? You want to talk to him?
because I don't want to give you a phone straight away. You said you've got to delay him.
No, you've got to talk to them. They shouldn't even demand a phone. You should make sure you've got a phone, you dopey twat.
Give him a phone.
Right, thanks. Alright, how's it going? That's better.
Right.
Right. Who are you, by the way? Who are you? Bruce.
Can't give you them details.
Well, you can, because I've got to trust you, dopey sod. Are you police, or just some fucking cunt walking by?
A policeman.
Right, I don't trust policemen.
No, well, a bit higher than that. So listen.
Or don't you tell me I'm laying down the law here.
No,
I'm going to shoot someone unless I get a fast car. I've done a robbery. It's all gone wrong. You're asking now, but I want a car to the airport. I want a plane standing by.
You don't know me, but I do this a lot. Right? And I can tell you that it never works out right. Do you know anyone who's done what you're doing and who's now living a happy life?
Well, I don't care. I don't care about living anyway. I don't care about living out. I don't care if this goes wrong because I'm going to shoot the hostage.
What's your problem?
I just... I think you've got the wrong attitude, mate. I think you've got the wrong attitude here.
No, but this is...
Imagine going to like a suicidal person or like some thieves, I don't know, they've robbed a bank or something, doing a haste, and then you go to, hey, what's your problem? What's wrong with you?
Attitude, mate. I think you've got the wrong attitude here.
No, but this is... to be honest with you, this was my last week.
Why are you saying that?
Because I want to bring him down to my level.
Right.
That low?
What's that got to do with it?
Well, you know, I've done this job for a long time.
Right.
Sometimes I felt like you. I've
Right.
been, you know, even though I'm on this side,
Mm.
you know, sometimes I feel like, oh, I've had enough of this.
Right, well, I haven't enough. But I'll tell you, I don't care about living or dying here. So if I don't get a car to the airport, all bets are off. I'm killing everyone and then myself. So you'll be a big loser. You will be a big loser, son. There you go. I'll give you the clue now, Carl. He doesn't care about getting away with it. Now you've got to get him to stand near a window. You've got to take him out because I've got a gun to someone's head. You can't burst in, right? You've got what? Come on. How do you get him to stand near a window?
Oh, I bet you're hot in there.
There you go.
I am not. Yeah, that's why I've just drawn the curtains to keep away from the window because the sun's blazing in. It's not too bad away from the window.
It's, the sun's gone round the back now. Just come and have a look. It's a lovely, lovely evening.
Why do you want me to stand near a window?
I think just because when you see how nice an evening it is.
Where's load of driven out?
When you see how... Keep going, how interesting. When you see how lovely
No,
it is.
it's that thing. I've heard that if you smile, you feel better. So have a little smile. Think of a happy moment in your life.
I'll tell you what a happy moment in my life would be. Putting a bullet through your little round head, you cunt.
Keep thinking about that image.
Right.
And you can see that round head. Just come to the window. I'll show you the round head.
That would probably work, actually.
What? No, I'm not going to come near the window. You come near the window. You come near...
I think there was a study that I came across a few years ago. It said that if you're holding a pen, like between your teeth, like this, it makes you happier somehow because the facial muscles, make you think like you're smiling, you have a nice time. So that somehow induces happiness.
Near the window. You come near the window. You come near my window. Are you coming near the window?
No, not yet.
Where?
Delaying it again. Right, I'm coming near the window.
Well, I'm going to shoot you if you come near the window, you dopey prat.
Well, why? I thought we were getting somewhere here.
No, I'm going to shoot you. I've conned you. I've negotiated you to come near the window, and I'm going to shoot you in the head, you prat.
No, I'll just leave then.
It's a funny laugh.
Well, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the Ricky Gervais guide to Law and Order. The next one, I don't want any sort of oppression. Would that be high on your list?
You could say, you know, when I worked at Cordon Bleu, there was times when I thought being treated like a slave here.
You weren't though, because you were being paid, and you were free.
What do you mean? I wasn't free. I was on like from 9 till 6.
You had the choice to leave the job. Slave didn't have a choice to leave. They wouldn't go. They go.
I didn't have any
actually,
choice.
Actually, Mr. Jackson, I'm thinking of leaving.
Smith,
your
Mr.
employment.
Smith, not
They-
Jackson.
Money's no good, and I don't like the clothes.
No,
They didn't have that choice.
I didn't have a choice.
Yeah, you
The
did.
only
Yeah.
other choice was Tesco, and they'd already turned me down.
No, that's not. That wasn't.
no choice,
That
that's
wasn't.
why.
That wasn't the lack of choice given to
But
most
the slaves who built the pyramids, that wasn't an option for them. It wasn't like they could go, well, I could get a better gig on the Sphinx.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, you're not saying anything. You're saying it's absolute drivel.
Here's a little Greek proverb for you. A society grows great when old men plant trees whose shade they know they shall never sit in.
What do you think of that? That's amazing.
Can you say it again?
Say it again.
A society grows great when old men plant trees whose shade they know they shall never sit in. Do you understand?
Yeah, just saying, you're planting a seed, you grow a tree, but trees take ages.
Yeah,
It takes a long time.
yeah,
That old fella's not going to get any joy out of that.
right,
But if he's lucky,
yeah.
the fella next door might have done the same years ago. So it's all about sort of planting a seed, looking after each other.
That's great, actually. It's not. I don't think it's directly what it means.
It's almost the point.
Yeah,
That's good. Yeah, I think he means that future generations. But yeah, if the next door neighbour had done that, then yeah, that works as well.
But you seem to agree that that's a good point. Do you agree that seems a good point to you?
But I'm sort of guessing he enjoyed gardening anyway. Part of the enjoyment was in planting that seed.
It's the old metaphor problem again, isn't
I know,
it?
yeah.
It's not specifically about trees. You know, you plant the tree, as you say, and you may never see the beauty of or benefit of that tree, but other people will.
But as a metaphor, what he enjoyed is the fact that he's added to society and human life, and he's got a legacy and all that.
But by the same time, when I went to Ibiza,
Mm.
right, now there they have motorbikes, people flying around on them, people don't wear helmets. You might even get 3 people on a moped. I saw a farmer with a goat in a basket. They don't care. They're whizzing around at high speeds. A lot of deaths there.
What was the goat's name?
And they'll have a lot of those areas where someone's come off, been killed. People put flowers there.
Yeah.
And because that happens a lot, it's a lovely green island. Now here, we're saying wear an helmet.
But you're saying that all the deaths make it nice because
It makes it lovely.
There's loads of flowers
So
everywhere.
with death comes beauty. So that's another metaphor, you can have that one.
That was one of the most tortuous things I've ever. That was extraordinary.
Well, look at London.
That was extraordinary, Carl.
Right, Carl.
Well, look
So,
at London
but
though.
let's
Let me
move
finish
the
my
point.
point.
Let him finish his point. Let him finish. I'm
Yeah.
intrigued.
Right, London, councillor with his clipboard, need a speed bump here. I saw someone doing 35. Put some traffic lights there and a pedestrian crossing. Pelican crossing there as well. And a speed camera.
Right.
Horrible and grey.
Okay.
No flowers.
But you still see flowers left behind where people have died in terrible accidents.
They're not
You
many
see that
good
all the
ones.
time.
They stuck to a lamppost with elastic band round them. They don't look nice.
He's not even the quality of flowers. Yeah, but the point is the point is
Some 15-year-old got run down and you're disappointed at the quality of the flowers.
Look at this Suzanne. Fella lost his head here. Geraniums, but fella lost bloody head.
Well, that's so
We have
that's
to,
funny
we
you
have to
say that.
encourage
though.
gun crime so that people get shot in inner cities and then we can put flowers up and beautify the area. Is that
No,
what you're
but if
saying?
an area's nicer to look in, nicer to be in, if it's nicer looking, you don't get people speeding around like lunatics. Because they go, I'm not in a rush, I'd quite like to slow down
This
there
is
and look
so
at the flowers.
complicated. So now what you're saying is because an area is grey and gloomy, people speed around to get out of it. In the course of doing that, they knock people down.
Just checking to see how the sound is.
In the course of doing that, they knock people down, but then flowers are put up, which then makes the area beautiful, thus stopping people driving around at speed so death no longer occurs.
Well, they're cute to get out of their cars to cut down flowers.
They get knocked down. While other people on their way to
Some flowers down.
Yeah. Just sometimes people have to die, don't they? There was a fella outside our house. He was at a lamppost. He had a helmet on, but his head come off. But that's the thing.
There's a man that's died in his own house. He had a lamppost, he had a helmet on, but his head come off.
So you're saying that because in that one instance, the helmet did not save his life.
His head was in great condition. It's just not attached to his body. And that's what I'm saying to you. Sometimes people have to die. How far do you take all this stuff of safety gear and slowing down and wear bright clothes at night? And it's just too much.
Very important point, you see. We give people crash helmets, we give them, seat belts, we make them wear that, right? Do you think that's right for a start? Do you think someone should be made to wear a crash helmet? They're only hurting themselves.
Crash helmet. I don't think you should get fined for not wearing one. But then if you come off a motorbike, you hurt your head, and you don't have a helmet on, then you can't sort of go, oh, we should have had speed bumps there. I didn't realise we were going to.
It's up to your own risk.
You could be a father with 2 kids.
Can't have it, but
So
protection
you're
matters.
if he doesn't want to
Keep
wear
that in
crash
mind.
helmet, let him get brain damage. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying, we're over the top in this country.
No, but
when
you,
it
so
comes
you're
to that
saying
sort
if
of
you're
thing.
saying no, if he doesn't want to wear a crash helmet, let him not wear a crash helmet. He doesn't wear a crash helmet. He comes off his bike. He smacks his head in. He's a vegetable. He's like that. I'm sitting at home like that. And yet the 2 little kids come to you. You're in charge. Don't forget. We put you in charge of society here. And they come to you. 2 little kids. They go, President Pilkington,
What?
why did you let my daddy wear the crash helmet?
I didn't. We paid. We put leaflets through the door. We had adverts on the telly, sunshine.
Yeah, but
It's
why?
your dad's fault.
But why wasn't it compulsory? Because he wanted.
It's not the world we live in, sonny.
Yeah, now I haven't got a daddy.
Has he got an helmet at all? Have you seen a helmet knocking about?
He's a vegetable now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't want to wear a crash helmet, but why didn't you make him wear a crash helmet? It wasn't just him, it was us. Why did you turn my daddy into a vegetable?
Where's your mum?
Mum left. Not wearing a crash helmet.
When it's
Home. I just think, you see, this is the problem.
How is that even related?
Someone to blame.
Yes, but this is interesting though because you were particularly callous to that little 4-year-old boy. He seemed
Yeah.
so sweet and adorable.
Yeah.
But why wasn't he giving this stick to his dad?
But his dad's
a
dead. He's a vegetable.
His dad,
He's good as dead to him.
his dad went within the law. It was not the law to wear a crash helmet anymore because you said, forget it, I don't want a nanny state. I don't want, if you wear a crash helmet or not. He wasn't a responsible parent. He hadn't thought it through. But this is your job. Some people aren't responsible. Society keeps them on track. This was you were in charge. You should have made him wear a crash helmet. He had 2 kids.
We've heard from one of the kids. What's the other one's actually? Is he younger?
He's a bit younger.
Is he even younger still?
President Pilkington, my brother's crying now. She was shouting at him. I wish you'd have made my daddy wear a crash helmet.
Why didn't you make your daddy wear a crash helmet?
Oh, he won't listen to me because I'm not in charge.
They didn't
of
listen to
society.
me. It seems like a bit of a numbnut, to be
No, he
honest.
did listen to you.
What did
because
he do
you made
for a
a new
living?
rule saying people don't have to wear crash helmets.
Right. What?
And he listened to you.
Did he pop shoes on in the morning when he went out? Or did he need to be here to tell him to do that as well?
No, there's certain
Oh, so he has
people
got some common sense then.
Where's that?
Oh, right, interesting. So he can be bothered with his trainers, but he can be bothered with helmet.
I haven't got a daddy.
Jesus.
Wow, you are cruel to this kid. You
It's
are
just,
mean
this,
spirited
all
to
I'm
this
saying
kid.
is, there should be a leaflet.
I don't even know how he got in number 10, this little kid.
The thing is,
But he's got in. You should have at least a courtesy to listen to his point.
forget all, I'm sick and tired of having adverts on the telly. Don't smoke, wear an helmet, slow down, watch your kidneys, look after your
I
liver.
haven't seen that one.
Now, I don't know why. Why can't we just put a leaflet through saying, hello everyone, use your common sense?
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking.
because
That's what I think.
Because some people don't have common sense.
Everyone's
Some
got
people
common
are
sense.
fucking idiots.
Yeah,
Well, it's not my fault
That's
then.
why. That's
Not
why
my
there is
fault.
a government. If we let people, all they be fucking idiots. They be eating turkey.
I remember a saying now about common sense. It goes something like, common sense is a flower that doesn't grow in everyone's garden. So, make out of that whatever you want.
If we let people, all they be fucking idiots. They be eating turkey twizzlers and fucking watching Big Brother and X Factor
But they
all
are
day,
doing. They are
and then
doing.
letting their kids run riot in
But
the
they are
street.
doing. Some families do just eat turkey twizzlers.
Yeah.
There is little knobheads on bikes playing out till God knows what
Exactly.
hour. So it's happening anyway.
But
Yeah,
then,
but that's no argument, is it? It's happening anyway. That's no argument, Carl. It's what we talked about here. Social responsibility. The reason people get into politics is because they feel it's their obligation to change those things. This is your approach. I wash my hands of the whole affair.
Yeah, I don't like the people who don't wear a helmet sort of they do themselves in, and that's cleared them off. That's one problem sorted.
so you think you're being Darwinian? You're thinking survival of the fittest. The idiots will soon, but they don't, because they're not just the victim. The dead person isn't the victim. It's the a very good example is okay. We've talked about it before. You know, people who smoke know that it's dangerous. We know now that smoking gives you cancer, but why is that still legal? And yet people know that and they still smoke. Fat people know that they're going to get out of breath and clammy, and yet they still eat more. They get depressed, they're eating more. They know they're going to be constipated for a year and a half, but they're still shoving in chocolate cake instead of carrots.
But because that's what I'm saying.
Why don't we stop them? Why don't we stop fat people eating? If you've got a smackhead and you really love him, you intervene, you grab him, you put him in a cupboard, you go, you're not coming out. He goes mad for about a year, then he thanks you for it.
Yeah.
So lock fat people in a cupboard. And just
Can't
put
get
carrots under the door. What?
The thing is, there's got to be
What?
some responsibility.
He goes mad for about a year, then he thanks you for it.
Yeah.
So lock fat people in a cupboard. And just
Can't
put
get
carrots under the door. What?
What's he saying?
There's got to be some.
And just
Can't
put
get
carrots under the door. What?
The thing is, there's got to be some responsibility.
Ricky, there's a cupboard over there.
You've got to take some responsibility, haven't you? Now, if it's your own fat kid, stick him in your cupboard. But what I'm saying is, as a counsellor, I'm not spending taxpayers' money on cupboards to put the fat kid in.
What?
So, back at the Chosen 500 in ancient Greece, right, you're one of them. What other things?
I like that saying, the one about do to others as you'd like to be treated yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Pop that on a leaflet, pop it through the door.
But you seem to be doing a lot of leafleting. That seems to be your entire governance seems to be guided by popping leaflets through doors. And I get a lot of leaflets, so I presume the rest of the country does, and it's not always working. So maybe sometimes you've got to instigate something a little bit more strong-minded than fucking leaflets, my friend.
Yeah.
Maybe you've got to make
Also,
a couple of laws.
this thing
You've got
that
to
every
stand up.
individual can go, how would I want to be treated? Well, I want someone to throw cake at me.
Yeah.
Because I'm a greedy bastard.
I would want someone to steal my telly.
I'd probably start on the way you look.
Right, go on.
I'd just say, right, you know, make an effort, tidy up your house, and I'd have some sort of. Doesn't matter. You can still tidy up.
Can we get better houses then?
Well, look after the one that we've let you.
Yeah, but it's
Get rid of that
fallen
old
Any reason-
mattress that's in your garden there.
Sorry about that.
Windows, and then we might give you a nicer
2
one.
million of viewers.
At the moment, you don't deserve anything nicer. And that's what I'm saying. You've got to be honest with these people. Wake them up.
I like that. Sure, you've got to be honest with them, you've got to wake them up through heavy leafleting campaigns. But do you see the problem with some of what you're saying, Carl, is that it's very hard to enforce that law because it seems unjust and unfair. You can't really start legislating against people's looks or whether they want. I mean, you have to keep your house tidy. I mean, who decides how tidy it has to be? Is the tidy police? I mean, that's a strange.
Well, hold on though. I like wearing sort of these denims. It expresses who I am, and I like wearing a beard because I just think it's natural. I don't really like shaving, and I like this sort of smell. I like this smell of the who I am as a person. So how can you impose that on me just to be part of society? Who are you to infringe my rights as an individual?
What do you want out of life?
Well, no, I think I just like to say I don't want to conform. I don't want to just shave and wear a suit and keep myself to myself. And I like to just grow a beard and eat porridge with my hands. I'm not hurting anyone, so I don't know why. I don't know why I have to.
This better.
There's nothing I can do for you. You're wasting your time.
Yeah. Well, I do feel ill. I need to go to the hospital now. So I'm gonna go to the hospital now. That's all right. Is there care for me?
Well, what's up with you?
I've got diseases from like eating from the hands and this stuff.
Tons of diseases.
Will you clean it up for me now?
No, you've all been brought on yourself.
Well, no, but that's irrelevant. A lot of people doing things in yourself, but you can't just like ignore them because it's bad society. But
So how do they learn then?
I don't know why I'm being punished for being stupid.
How do they learn then?
Well,
I've got to worry about you.
I've got
Proper people.
well,
We had a kid whinging at me this morning. His dad was among them.
Obviously in China, can you have one child, can't you? Is that something you feel we should bring in here?
Yeah, I think we've got to, I don't know about one kid. I just sort of concentrate on who can have a kid. As opposed to, if someone's got a load of money and they're good at looking after kids, let Madonna have as many as she wants. But if it's someone who's...
but then...
So social engineering you want to do?
but hold on
Well, what use are they then? If you bring them into a poor family, what's the point? What good is that for anyone? It's not good for the people who've had the kids.
So
it's not good for
who's
the kids who
deciding
can't have the kids.
who's allowed to have how many kids?
Yeah,
Are you
but
deciding?
I was brought into the poor family, wasn't I? I was brought into a poor family.
No, I'm talking really poor.
So, third world.
No,
What, poorer than that? Poorer than no money at all?
no, somewhere in the middle again. You've gone too far the other way.
Okay,
Why is it
so
always got to go the other way?
Cornwall.
I just mean like the people who I've told you about on the estate sometimes, who had that one who chased cars and stuff. He wasn't happy. They didn't care if he was there or not. What's the point?
Right. So hang on. So let's imagine that Ricky and I are husband and wife. We've come in, right? What's your questions to us to establish whether we were allowed to have a couple of kids?
Hello.
My husband, we can't have children. Because he's got no sperm at all. He had one sperm and it was ridiculous. It was awful. It just came up like a dead anchovy.
Right.
And you meant to have 300 tiny ones, and he had one big one. It was horrible. I had to pull it out. It was like a leech. And also, I hadn't got a vagina, so there was no
Completely smooth down there, like an action there.
Yeah, it was just that. But we love children, and we wondered if we could have a child.
What do you do for a living? What do you do for work?
I'm a rapist.
It's an interesting job.
Well, fill out the form.
I should have clarified. A rapist murderer.
Fill out the form.
He does it in the wrong order as well. I must say it's doing well. No, number of times I've disposed of the body because I haven't made that one.
Just wondered what else you need to know about us. Because even though
That was our little joke, by the way. He doesn't recognise it.
I work in an office.
He works in an office in town.
But yeah,
I'm a housewife. I
She's
think
a housewife.
I'm making a little mess of the one we have. We adopt a little child.
we don't earn a great deal of money, but we're good parents.
We're very good parents.
What's that based on?
Well, we're good people, you know. I mean, aside from a few naughty jokes.
We're God-fearing people. We believe that God is watching all of us, and we believe in the Old Testament.
And sometimes he tells us to kill and rape.
Yeah, sometimes he does. Yeah, particularly. We've stoned a couple of homosexuals this week alone.
We're joking again.
We're joking again.
Or
We don't believe in God. We're atheists and believe that our time on earth is all we have, and then when we die we become worms.
Well, you filled out.
We've already painted the back bedroom. That's ready for a little child.
We painted it black because we want our child to be a Satanist. Joking again. Joking again. We want him to be an accountant. Gay accountant.
Some would say the same thing. Only joking.
I think there's too much in society where people are pressured to be heterosexual, so we're going to try and make ours a homosexual. So we don't care whether you get a homosexual or heterosexual, but I'll tell you, by the time he's 14, he will be as queer as the rest of us.
Right, so you filled out the form. Yeah, we'll put that in, get it processed.
Okay, but what kind of questions are you going to ask us?
None really.
None.
Just my job.
You're happy. You're
My
happy
job
with
to
us.
pass the forms on.
We passed the interview.
Because that's sort of where we're living now.
God! We don't want a child.
Did you know where we could buy a knife?
We talked about the little fella planting a tree that he will never sit under. He's given that to the next generation. Okay? Now, big discussion about donor cards. Of course, there's no reason not to give your kidneys away after your death. So all your organs. It's no good to you, and you'll be helping life. It's perverse to me that you wouldn't want to donate your body to a worthy cause after your death. Medical research, whatever. You agree with that, don't you?
Well, you know how I feel about it a little bit. I don't like the idea of certain bits.
Why not? What does it matter?
Just because there's certain bits that are really personal to you, aren't they?
No, there's not. What bit is more personal
How?
than that bit to you?
How do you even make that distinction?
They're my eyes. I've seen stuff I like.
Yeah.
Now, what happens if someone else has them and they start looking at stuff I don't like? I don't like the idea of that.
But that's ridiculous because your eyes they're just bits of tissue. They haven't got
No,
your.
but we don't know because they found out
know.
there's something called cellular or something or other that I've told you about the person who had some sort of operation and ended up like in yellow biscuits. I've told you about.
Yeah, but that's bollocks.
It's the same
you
thing
told
with
us
the
about
eyes.
it, but I dismissed it as bollocks immediately. Not just because you said it, because it was intrinsically bollocks.
No, but it could work the other way anyway, where the person who has my eyes starts like looking at ants and insects and stuff. I might
It's all
carry on.
bollocks. Again, this is all bollocks. Got none of your memories, none of your thoughts, none of your reasoning, nothing of you, none of your personality. They're just a collection of cells that now have light going through them and making this new person see. They're a lens. They're a lens. That's all they are. So there's no reason why, you know, this was the crazy thing, isn't it? When people started saying that they wanted their organs to go to a particular race of person, and obviously that's illegal. Also, it shouldn't be the choice, really. I think you should have that opting out, that you have to say that you don't want your organs given after, and if you die, then they assume that those organs are up for grabs because there's a shortage. So what do you think of that?
Like I say, I think they can have certain bits. They can have the eyes. I think that's fair.
What can they have the cock and ball?
I prefer it if they didn't.
You're saying no one's going to have my eyes or my cock and bollocks.
What if the
ever.
tables were turned?
Yeah.
What if someone said, Carl, you've lost your cock and bollocks in a terrible accident. Sorry, we put some flowers at the scene of it. It was bright in the area. But we found a donor who's happy to give you his cock and bollocks.
He's dead, but his cock and bollocks we kept on
Would
ice.
you accept them?
They're absolutely lovely match.
Better than yours.
Yeah.
Bigger, younger.
So you would you'd have someone else's cock and bollocks, but then you wouldn't donate yours to someone else.
What about this? What if you discovered later, right, that the person who donated the cock and bollocks
And the way he's shagging you.
She might just go around law breaking all the time, and she's remembered
It's a bit
now
explicit.
she's made a change about bus seats. But when she got up that morning, did she say I'm going to do that, or has she been fly ticking before she got on the bus? This is what I'm saying. Is she just a you know?
No, she's not a troublemaker. She's someone who already had a burgeoning interest in the civil rights. I mean, I really thought the Rosa Parks incident was pretty cut and dry. The fact that Carl's managed to find an ambiguity in it is extraordinary.
I love it.
Tell me something else about Rosie
Oh,
Parks.
for God's sake, I don't know what she's got to do to bring you round, Carl. Honestly, I didn't realise it would be this difficult.
Carl, Thomas Jefferson, you know who he is, once observed, a nation as a society forms a moral person, and every member of it is personally responsible for his society. But Jefferson's fellow countryman, as you know, the American writer and intellectual Randolph Bourne, noted some years later, society is one vast conspiracy for carving one into a kind of statue it likes, and then placing it in the most convenient niche it has. So one saying, no, this is why we're moral people. The society is great for us. It turns us into responsible people, okay? And we should love that society and make sure it's perpetuated. But Vaughan said, no, it's just a way to mould someone into what it likes and put it into a little box so it can't hurt anyone.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's not, again, it's...
No,
Which
both
of you
of them are right.
Both of them are right, but they're
They're
contradictory.
both opinions. But I mean, I don't know why I am the way I am. It just happens, doesn't it? You know, I don't like killing a fly. No one would stop me if I did. There's something in me that goes, don't do that.
Right, so this is a very important theory because you're basically saying, well, you could be saying one of two things. You could be saying that goodness is innate.
Not likely.
No. Or he could be saying that there's a morality that transcends rules and society pressure. Whether or something's legal or not doesn't mean that you have to do it because it's legal, and it
That's
doesn't
what
mean
I
you
meant.
don't. Yeah? Is that the one you meant?
That's what I meant. There was a bit of trouble in our yard the other day between a wasp and a cricket.
Imagine the worst that can start.
Is there any point to this at all, or are you just going to tell us you saw
Are you going to
wasp?
extrapolate some analogy from this?
I think so.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's
let's
see. So there's a wasp.
Yeah, well, so give me the whole scenario. The whole scenario, right?
As you said, sorry, just to clarify, as you said, it was kicking off.
Right, okay.
Old scenario.
So you're looking out your window.
No, I'm in the kitchen by
Right.
the sink.
Yeah.
Washing up, we've got a new sink. We've got a dishwasher as well. But I said, well, I'll use the sink, we paid for it. Let's give it a go.
So you're like a Luddite threatened by the technology. You're thinking your worth will be taken away, your reason in the world will be taken away by the dishwasher. So
A
you're like,
little
no,
bit.
Suzanne, we've got a dishwasher, but I am going to carry on. You're going to need me. I want to show I'm needed.
I wanted to use it. It's like, I don't understand that if someone's got a really nice car but they have a chauffeur, drive it, it's yours, enjoy it, enjoy your car.
Well,
Feel a gear change, but you don't drive.
I know.
Yeah, so that's alright. But what I'm saying is, I've got a sink, I've got a dishwasher. What am I doing? If I put the dishwasher on, what am I going to do? I'm just going to sit down and do nothing. Probably. What's up then? Do something useful.
Take this as an interesting conversation.
Get rid of the machine altogether.
No, because sometimes I might want to go for a walk or something.
You can walk all the time.
I'm washing up.
If yours all the prelude to the wasp and the cricket story, it better be fucking good to top that.
His life's so complicated. For a man who does nothing at all, right? His life is so complicated.
No, because it's the same thing. The kitchen's fairly new.
Alright,
so
you're
I just
washing
wanna,
up for
Okay,
Christ's
right,
sake.
you're
wanna give
using
it
a
a
new
go.
sink, the dishwasher's there, it's not doing anything, it's not even plugged in, it's pointless. What's going on?
I'm washing up the few plates.
Right,
The kitchen door's open.
right.
Suzanne says, "Oh my God, look at that!
What?
There's a wasp and a cricket having a wrestle." I've never seen it before.
Right,
Wait! Are you sure this wasn't Mexican television and it actually was a
two
sporting
people
event?
dressed up.
Yeah,
So they're there wrestling, and I was like, "Well, stop them then." So
Stop! Whoa! You don't interfere with fucking Rosa Parks. Why are you interfering with a wasp and a cricket?
because one, I didn't even know they didn't get on, to be honest.
So this is much bigger metaphor than black and white.
because
This
listen,
is more important than apartheid and segregation,
because
Tim.
I didn't even know they didn't get on, to be honest. Because they were sort of wrestling. I said, and my hands were wet, so I couldn't do anything. I always overdo it with the fairy liquid.
Yeah, sure.
So she's there. I say, separate them.
Poor Suzanne!
Now, so she uses a tea towel, flips them.
Flip. Clever. Good
Right.
thinking.
The wasp goes its own way. The cricket's sort of jumping about a bit.
But who was fighting who?
So I'm sort of saying that is really weird because wasps are changing quicker than anything else that I keep my eye on.
Okay, well that's just your theory and it's not based on
Well, I
anything.
told you a couple of years back I saw one eating chicken. You shouldn't be doing it. So anyway, so now they're causing trouble with a cricket.
Whoa, how do you know it was the wasp fault? This is prejudice. Why do you think it was the wasp fault? What if the cricket would have started it? What if the cricket's got a society to go, we hate wasps, we hate their stripes. We hate them. If they come here, fight them. If everyone comes down here, fight them. How do you know it wasn't the cricket that started that?
Well, I suppose at that time I didn't, but since.
Oh,
I don't
subsequent
know.
information.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay,
So
this is
anyway,
Like Columbo, isn't it?
so I saw all that, we broke it up, the cricket was sort of shaking a bit.
Definitely not! Definitely not!
It was shaking a little bit.
Yeah.
So I sort of prodded it, put a little leaf over it because it was a hot day, sort of put a leaf there so it doesn't get overheated.
I love
I'll
this,
keep an eye
like
on
it's
it.
done the marathon. It's got Mars on the leaf, written on the leaf, and now it's just walking over the little medal.
So Suzanne, we leave it for a bit.
Leave
get
it,
on,
what did
about
you say?
half an hour, about left it for half an hour.
What did Suzanne want to do? She wanted to interfere, did she? What did she want to do? Just sort of like,
No, she just sort of said leave it, stop messing with it. It's probably a little bit knocked out, a little bit stunned.
Sure, let's
Right.
get on with our lives, she said.
So I put the leaf on it.
you've got in too much very liquid. Why don't you use the dishwasher?
We go.
Costs us 400 quid, you dirty bald cunt.
So we go off, and half an hour later I get back in and I said I'm going to the
Where'd you go?
cricket.
Where'd you go?
Just for a walk.
But hold on, why do you put dish in the dishwasher and go for a walk? I don't understand. So now now as a dishwasher sitting there bone idle, you're washing up when you could be walking, and then you're still
Well, it's a
walking.
good job I didn't go for a walk though, wasn't it? Because how would that have turned out?
That fight,
I don't know.
there would have just been a
So
pool of
anyway,
blood on your back door.
So I've been out, back in, have a look. Cricket's still there. Noticed one of its legs.
Oh,
Don't know if the wasp did that or the tea towel flick.
or it was already disabled, and that's why the wasp thought this is an easy one. What if the wasp was helping it?
It wasn't, in all honesty.
Well, what
It
if
was,
it
it was
excuse
such
me,
a
Mr. Wasp,
commotion.
because we're such friends and humans don't understand, there's no need to fear. You definitely don't understand us, right? He's not an entomologist.
Well,
Right.
this is when I got the computer on it.
Right.
Had a look, and it's a what's it called? What happened is the wasp apparently does this a lot, and it stings him in the head.
Right, not this particular. There wasn't like a little profile of this particular wasp.
Yeah,
on a kind of
It's just
website.
an incident that
Just
happens a
generally
lot
happens
between
within
wasps and crickets.
Right.
So it stung it in the head, and what happens is it's that whole thing that we talked about before, where it lays an egg.
Right.
So I was sort of having a look, seeing if I could see any sort of holes in its head, and it just kept sort of moving its one leg like that. So
What do you mean, moving his one leg?
it was sort of just moving its one leg quite slowly, like it's just
Wait,
come
so
out
he got
from
one
an
leg, but
operation.
he's lost one leg, you said?
Yeah, it's lost one.
Yeah, he's moving 5 legs slowly.
No, it's just it's one big one.
He's got one big leg.
One big leg at the back now. It's normally got 2 that it uses to jump.
Oh, I see. So, Okay.
So it's now it's
Right.
only got one. It's sort of like, oh, it looks
Is
groggy.
it not a grasshopper if it's jumped? Is it like, what colour was it? Is it like,
Sort of beige.
oh, it's probably a cricket, yeah.
So anyway,
Okay.
So you were worried that crickets aren't aware of the dangers of wasps. You did a bit of leafleting amongst the cricket community.
I just had a look online and saw that it's a popular thing that happens. It's sort of like a bit of a muddling. He said you can leave them for about half an hour. They normally come round and they don't know they've had an egg put in their head. But
There's no way it said leave them for half an hour and they come round and don't have an egg put in. There's no way it said
But he
that.
said they're normally stunned for about half hour.
Have you had an egg put in your head?
Fucking ostrich egg, by the way, it's coming up top.
So anyway, so I picked it up, I placed it under a little tree. I said it's in the shade again. No wasps can see it now. Let's just leave it.
But you've just left that cricket to now die in agony when that maggot goes round his head and comes out a wasp and leaves the carcass.
Well, this is when Suzanne came up and said it wasn't moving. I sorted it.
Have you
Yeah.
sorted it?
I sorted it.
What do you
You
want
wanna
to
say
do?
anything
What
else?
do you mean?
Well, I said, what do you mean you sorted it? She said,
With
it's best that I don't tell you.
Right, sorry,
I've done.
sorry.
She said she sorted